Tradition. You can't buy it. It's earned the hard way over decades and eras. On the field, on the road, in the mud. With guts and with grit, and firm belief that today could be our day. The Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup is back. Still alive, still kicking, the oldest prize in American soccer. 96 teams, part-timers to major leaguers. Survive and move on, lose, and you go home. So we call all underdogs, dreamers, and believers. And we ask you again, one simple question. Are you up for the cup?
It is an absolutely beautiful night in South Florida for round one of the 110th edition of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Tonight from Chase Stadium, it's the semi-pro side Miami United FC putting Inter Miami CF2 on cup set alert in round one. Alongside Manchester United legendary keeper Gary Bailey, I'm Josh Appel. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. It's the Dale Derby, first U.S. Open Cup appearance for Inter Miami 2 and Miami United FC. Not the side you want to see on the other end if you're trying to squeak through to the next round. They are known for cup sets in this tournament.
Yeah, last season they got to the third round. That's how good they are. They managed the fourth round back, I think it was 2018. So this team of semi-pro but very good players, it's going to be a massive test for Inter Miami 2 tonight.
Let's look at our players to watch first for Inter Miami 2.
Gio Farena, the captain, the 21-year-old from Argentina, from Boca Juniors. And he's on loan at the moment with a purchase option of $1.5 million. So it looks like a really, really talented centre-back and captain.
And then for Miami United, it's their captain, Robertino Insua.
The man they refer to as their Messi. He scored 2 goals last time out against Soccer FC. Played his football at LDU Porto Viejo in Ecuador. And they think he is a match winner for them, or could be a match winner for them tonight.
Here's how the two sides will line up this evening. Marin in goal for Inter Miami 2, Sebastian D'Angelo for Miami United.
Yeah, Sebastian D'Angelo played for Boca Juniors at one stage. He's played in 3 or 4 cups at the top level in Argentina. Also in Miami United, we mentioned Roberto Insua, and also the son of the manager, Santiago Frian, the number 33. And for Inter Miami, in comes Ido, Zelta, Zubida, Yuval Cohen, and Samuel Basabi from the team that drew the last match against Carolina Core.
Alejo Colome is our referee. And he gives the signal, and we're underway, round one of the 110th edition of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. So glad you could be with us tonight from Chase Stadium in South Florida. Inter Miami 2 in the pink, Miami United in the white. And Gary, talking to Miami United this week, they are very excited about this matchup. They think they have a real shot to pull off the upset tonight.
Yeah, many people I've spoken to in the coaching world in Miami believe that this is the most likely cup upset in this round. This isn't just a normal semi-pro side, Miami United. They've got some players who've played at the real highest level. And you mentioned one at the start there, the goalkeeper, Sebastian D'Angelo, playing for Boca Juniors, one of the top sides in Argentina. Roberto Insua, the man we featured at the beginning, has played at a very high level in Ecuador. Santiago Frian, the coach's son, he's played in Greece and Romania. And there's a few others who've played at a very decent level. So watch out Inter Miami 2. This could be a really tough match here tonight.
How should Inter Miami 2 approach it? Obviously, there's a lot of talent on this side, but a lot of youth as well.
There is a lot of youth, a lot of players of 19, 20 years of age, and I guess that's the idea. You've got to be able to cope with it at this age, as goalkeeper Matias Marin gets the ball, and show that you're good enough to step up to the higher level. They're in what looks like a 4-3-3 shape. And as mentioned at the beginning, 3 changes from the team that drew against Carolina Core last time out. In comes Ido, Zelta, Zubida, Yuval Cohen, and Samuel Basabi. So a big test for the youngsters against real quality and players of a much bigger age. For example, Diego Morales in the midfield for Miami United, 38 years of age. He could be the father to most of the kids in Inter Miami too.
But you know, one thing that we do know that Inter Miami 2 has the advantage of being that they're an MLS affiliate, MLS Next Pro, of course, their first appearance in this tournament. Every day of the week, they're able to train. They live, they breathe this sport. Not to say that Miami United doesn't, but a lot of these guys, they'll train in the morning and then head to their day job after that.
Yeah, which makes it very, very difficult. So that is a very good point. They've got great coaches as well at Inter Miami too.
Sua centers. Turn and a save from Marin. That is a quality look early on for Miami United.
Well, as we were saying, they're in for a tough match here. Nice play down the left-hand side. And there is the captain just setting the ball up. Lovely ball into the middle. Not cleared straight away. It's a lovely turn and strike there. Absolutely brilliant.
Diego Morales.
We mentioned him, the 38-year-old Argentinian.
A lot of Argentinian flavor on both sides today.
It's almost an Argentinian national team, Miami United. Maybe one or two players who aren't, but the majority certainly are.
So early on, just 3 minutes in, Miami United have a corner. Dale Derby. Love that. Blocking out the sun. Here comes the in-swinging corner, and it's punched out by Marin. Sent right back in. Headed away by Ristano. Kept alive by Miami United, and it just sails wide for a goal kick.
Some good early pressure coming in from Miami United. They probably haven't got quite the legs to go the full 90 minutes at the same pace as Inter Miami too. So I guess a sensible strategy would be try and get a lead early on, put pressure on the younger team. And then if you can get a 1 or 2 goal lead, then when your legs start to tire towards the end, you just try and defend in numbers.
Miami with the foul. Miami United FC, led by Claudio Freon, 7th U.S. Open Cup appearance, 4th consecutive season. I mentioned that Miami twice has advanced, Miami United has advanced into the 3rd round and past the 3rd round on separate occasions. A nice run last year, one of the surprises of the tournament. But I guess at this point, considering they've done it on multiple occasions, you can't be surprised if Miami United moves on.
No, it wouldn't be, and I'm sure Inter Miami too have been prepped for it. I'm sure the coaching staff and coach Lobo Ledesma, very experienced coach, was assistant coach and now head coach of the 2 team. They would have had that discussion.
He took over for Federico Higuain, who is now with Columbus Crew 2, who last I saw had a 2-0 lead in their Open Cup match tonight. Inter Miami 2, one of 10 MLS Next Pro teams participating this year in the U.S. Open Cup. Qualified thanks to the first team participating in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Inter Miami cooking something up for the first time. Sent on frame and a save made by D'Angelo, and it's out for a corner for Inter Miami 2.
A comfortable sort of save for Sebastian D'Angelo, but nice build-up play here from Inter Miami 2, moving the ball wide, numbers outside on the left, options, cuts inside in the box there, and it's a tight-ish angle. You wouldn't expect the keeper to get caught out there.
Miami United handles that well, and now they're on the move. Insua, who they call their Messi, in the home of Lionel Messi. Leaves it out to the right side. To Miami defending with 2 over there. And they play it well and take it away. Haley Sparks. Zeltzer Zubida. Sparks has to retreat to play it. Farena. Captain. Now Sparks. Zeltzer Zubida. Comes to the near side for Ristano. There's a ball ahead, but it's cut off by Ludner. Tyler Hall has to reset things. Space in the middle. Ortiz slowed down, sparks again. Cristano started to run on the near side, but held up. Now he receives it. Montenegro. Hall again. Farena, the captain. Ortiz gives it off. Now Sparks. Zeltzer Zubida, too far for him. And Miami United lost it. Too heavy of a touch. They get it back.
There's a good spell there by Inter Miami.
Should have been a handball there, and they do get it. Sorry.
Is given. Yeah, no, just going to say that's exactly what Miami United expected when we had a chat with their general manager and asked him about what to expect. Tony Iafrate, he was saying, you know, Inter Miami, they will control the ball, they'll play up from the back, they have fast wingers. We know that, we expect that from them, and we're just going to have to be able to deal with it on the day. And you've got a little example there of how neatly and nicely the Inter Miami 2 can move that ball around.
Hall gets it started again and leaves it back for Marin, their keeper. Cristano. Montenegro weaving through, finds room. Cohen tried a backheel touch there, it was unsuccessful, and Miami United takes away. Morales gets it to Insua. To the outside now, Kachaboyi. Right back on his foot.
You can see the danger of Insui there when he got the ball, the way he was able to burst through the middle. He running with the ball at pace, with the ball at his feet, looking for options. If you're the coaching staff of Inter Miami 2, you're probably going to have already singled him out, but even more so now you'll be telling your defensive midfielders, your holding midfielders, you've got to pick up this guy's runs because he's really dangerous. He was the one who set up the chance a little bit earlier from that shot by Diego Morales. It was Insua's cross.
Ortiz let that one get through. Cohen was there as well, and it rolls harmlessly to Sebastian D'Angelo. Zamora for Miami United. Not only is this the Dale Derby, but Miami United takes a lot of pride in the fact that they are the oldest active soccer club, founded in 2012. Call themselves the People's Team. Oldest in South Florida, I should say.
Yes, yeah. They've got a really good setup. Even the coach, Claudio Frion, was many years the Haiti national coach.
Yeah.
He's also been an assistant coach in the Argentinian First Division for a club called San Lorenzo, which Argentinians will know as one of the top clubs. So, and then the assistant coach, Pablo Garabello, was for Colombia in both World Cups 2014 and 2018, was an assistant coach. So, I mean, you've got coaches there that are of quality almost of MLS standards.
To the outside it comes. Flag came up for offside. Had a feeling it would. Take one more look at that build-up from Miami United.
Just waiting for any errors waiting to cut it off. Look at the white shirts around them there. 1, 2, 3, 4. All running forward. They're going to pick and choose their moments carefully because they haven't got the engine to keep going like that the entire game. Good run down the right-hand side. Yeah, if it had played a little bit earlier, it would have been a fantastic ball. The runner got himself into an offside position. But again, a little example of how good this Miami United semi-pro team are.
They are quick. Surprisingly quick at times. Do you sense any nerves potentially from a lot of these young guys for Inter Miami playing on this stage for the first time against an unfamiliar opponent?
Not really. I mean, that they train occasionally, I'm sure, with Messi and Suarez and Busquets and Alba. I don't think there's too much in the way of nerves. What I am surprised about is they haven't brought any senior players down to bolster the team. Often, you know, two teams will have a player or two that the first team coach wants to give a run out and can help them.
Zamora crosses one in. Only pink Shirts there. Foul against Miami United. Wag of the finger from Alejo Colome, the referee.
Just to finish that point, it's, there hasn't been a big player come down. You would have thought, well, maybe there's a player who needs a good 90 minutes under their belt, comes in and does a job, but not to be in this game. So it looks like the coaching staff have said to these youngsters, you go out, you perform, you make it happen. We want to see if you're up to the task. Look at some of the ages. Tyler Hall's 19, Yuval Cohen's 19, Ido Zeltzer Zubita's 19, Ricardo Montenegro's just 20.
It's a little bit too far out of the reach, but it's taken back by Ristano. Zeltzer Zubita was giving chase. He'll throw in for Inter Miami. Good crowd on hand here at Chase Stadium tonight. These are two of the three teams based down in Miami that are in this tournament. Of course, Miami FC victorious last night in round one. Another full slate of action in the Open Cup tonight. Daza from behind got taken down. Play continues. Space down that right wing. Insua. Nobody there in white. How about the Miami United supporters making the trip?
Their flags up. There's a fair old number of them there making some noise. Like I say, this is set up to be an extremely testing match for Inter Miami too.
A lot of folks, when they looked at this bracket, saw what the matchup would be. Ill-advised pass there that missed everybody and then some. Goes out for a throw-in. A lot of folks, when they looked at this tournament and saw the bracket, said, and they circled this one, so it's the makings of a cup set.
Oh, absolutely. Of all the possible cup sets, this is the most likely, which again is great for Inter Miami too. It's a good test for them, and the coaching staff, their job is to bring these players through. Yes, it's to win these games, but there's a secondary side of it, which is what do they learn? You know, they are young players. Are they going to be able to handle the physicality?
Right.
Because you're dealing with senior players here at Miami United. The back four are 29, 27, 28, 28. The midfield 30, 38, 26, and 30. Santiago Frion's 35. I mean, most of the team are late 20s, early 30s for Miami United against 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds. So physically, this is a tough battle for Inter Miami too.
Not a lot of guys in their mid-30s on Carolina core.
Yeah, yeah, this is very, very true.
I can safely say 0 is the number.
Yeah, both the matches they've played this season, Carolina Core and Chattanooga FC, have been against younger players. And they drew that last one against Carolina Core, lost on penalty, lost at home to Chattanooga. So it's 2 games played at home, 2 losses. They won't want to make it 3 in a row into Miami too.
They've only scored twice in their first 2 league matches in MLS Next Pro. Flores was cut off. Inter Miami 2 will have a throw-in. Inter Miami last season in MLS Next Pro finished 3rd in the Eastern Conference. They were upset, Inter Miami 2 was, in the opening round by Columbus Crew 2, a 6-2 defeat. So Federico Higuain, of course, he played for a long time for Columbus Crew. One of their all-time players. He returns to the team that ended his season last year. Flag comes up for offside. Yuval Cohen a little bit too eager.
Well, just to give you another idea of how tough a match this is for Inter Miami 2, in pre-season, Miami United took on Porto Fortaleza. It's a Brazilian team. Those Brazilians know how good a team it is. Top sides, they're playing Copa Libertadores, and they beat them 2-1. So, yeah, it was a pre-season for the Brazil team, but it's a pre-season for Miami United as well.
They also defeated Miami FC in the preseason as well.
Yes, another one. So you're looking at this going into Miami 2. This is a real real huge battle tonight. And again, cup football's different. You don't get a second chance. It's, you know, win and stay in the tournament, lose, go home. So there's that aspect to it. It adds the pressure, especially if you go 1-0 down.
You only had one cup set yesterday. Texoma FC out of USL League One fell to Foro SC out of UPSL. It was Texoma's first ever match, let alone first ever Open Cup match.
There's another match that I watched last night, and that was New Jersey Alliance, who are amateurs. They took on Chattanooga Red Wolves, took them to extra time and penalties, eventually losing. And the reason why they had a chance, I mean, they played fantastically on the night, but Chattanooga had a player sent off. So, you know, things happen in a game. You mistime a tackle if you're into Miami 2, you're down to 10 men. It's cup football. And once things go wrong and start to go wrong, then you can panic because you know you've got 90 minutes or maybe extra time, 120 to sort this out, or you're out of the tournament.
From your playing days, what do you remember playing in the FA Cup over in the UK?
Well, just that. I mean, we actually won it one season. We were champions. We went away to Bournemouth, who were then in the 4th division and lost in the first round. And we got absolutely hammered as champions. And, you know, so one year you go from being the best in the land in England, and the next year you're dumped by a lower division team. Same group of players. So, again, it's on the day what happens. It's strange twists and turns when it comes to cup football.
Bailey Sparks. Edge of the 18. Couldn't get a shot off from Cohen. To the outside now it goes. Zeltzer Zubida. Ortiz. Weaving his way through. Cleared away by Miami United.
Some lovely skills from those players up front there. Yuval Cohen looks a really classy player in terms of his hold-up play and little 1-2s there, and in the end just booted clear by the defense of Miami United.
Ortiz battling and is whistled for the foul. You know, we talk about Robertino Insua, the captain for Miami United, and we hear a phrase like, he's our Messi. Obviously, that's high praise. When you hear something like that, what goes to your mind?
Just keep an eye on him, especially if you're into Miami too. Don't let it run into you. And twice we've seen him go on good runs and get quality balls into the box. By the way, for Argentinians, his dad is coach of one of the first division sides in Argentina. So he's got lots of experience coming down from his father, even though he's already 30 years of age, so he's experienced in his own right. As I mentioned at the beginning, he played for LDU Porto Viejo in Ecuador, and in the last round they beat Soccer FC 3-1. He got 2 of the goals, one of them direct from a free kick. Really good strike.
This is a side that has made it into the 4th round, made a run last year into the 3rd round. It fell to Memphis 901, now defunct, out of the USL Championship. In fact, Miami United, if you remember, in the 2024 Open Cup, they were the team that scored the first goal of the entire tournament. John Pahoy. He was a big-time banger that he scored to open things up. Of course, not playing for Miami United tonight. Foul given.
Referee just having a word, and something else when we chatted to the general manager, Tony Frate, he said, one advantage we have is we don't have a big turnover of players. Like, these players have been here for 3-4 years. We have the odd player come in and go out. He said, into Miami, their whole system is about bringing in youthful players. Are they good enough? Yes, they go upper level, or no, they go out. So he said the turnover is quite high for them compared to us. We know each other. We've played together a lot. We've suffered a lot, we've won a lot, and we just know how to cope with situations quite well.
Flores to the outside it goes. Crossed, back post, never got all the way to Ristano. Montenegro sent it in. Restano trying to cut towards the middle. Sparks. Montenegro again. A little bit behind Ortiz, and Miami United able to clear. Well, Gary, after the first few minutes where Miami United kept the ball in Inter Miami 2's half, they have not really threatened much.
No, they haven't. They're struggling here. The passing play by Inter Miami 2 is really good. Looks like a block. No, referee. Yeah, no, he hasn't given it. I thought big defender there just got his body in the way.
Yuval Cohen went down, courtesy of Sime Ludner, and Alejo Colome says no foul.
Let's have a look at that again. See a lovely interplay from Inter Miami 2, as you would expect. Very technically good. I think he stepped into him. He's put an elbow out. You know, to me, that's a free kick.
I'm not sure what else you have to do to earn a foul there. Insua has it taken away nicely by Restano. Then he gets shoved down, out for a throw-in. Letting some of this physicality go early.
Yeah, that's exactly the advantage that Miami United have.
I know we were just talking about your run with them in the FA Cup.
Yeah, they have that. You know, if you're physically bigger and stronger and more mature, then use that to your advantage. You know, lean in a bit, bump the youngsters, and that's exactly what Lobo Ledesma probably wants for his Inter Miami 2, to be pushed around and say, hey, who's going to stand up to it? How are they going to deal with it? How are they going to use their football skills to overcome the physical difference?
Kachaboyi resets for Callejas. Kachaboyi. Insua. Zamora out of his reach, and a throw in for Inter Miami 2. Ortiz get there? No.
Just overhead, wasn't it? Lovely move. But again, an example, it's one-touch football most of the time. It's quick, just an overhead pass into space there. And if they do that, it's going to be very hard for Miami United to live with that speed of playing the ball around. It really is quality. But it's not easy to do.
If you're Inter Miami 2, you've got to try and play to your own advantages, and that, of course, is the speed and the youth. I guess the youth is just depending on your perspective, whether or not that's an advantage. But certainly when it comes to fatigue, you'd figure that the younger bunch, better endurance than the team full of guys in their mid-30s, respectfully, of course.
It's also why you have to pick your moments to press. You can see Miami United, the white shirts, they've got a half a press, but they're not really spending too much energy closing down the defenders of Inter Miami 2. This is where they try and win the ball, more in the central midfield area.
Celso Zubida able to work his way out of that. Now it's Tyler Hall. Restano, low cross, cleared away by Ludner. Hall off the throw-in. Sua ran up on him, and now Gio Farena, the captain, controls. He trades Bailey Sparks. The outside, the cross was blocked by Luzuriaga. The whistle blows for a foul. So free kick opportunity coming for Inter Miami 2. What is essentially a few yards away from being a corner.
It's a chance to whip it in. If it's a good ball, whipped in nice and quickly, will give Sebastian D'Angelo a bit of pressure, the 36-year-old Argentinian former Boca Juniors goalkeeper. Although he's probably seen it all before, but nonetheless, ball with pace and a bit of swerve, and is always going to give him problems.
Christian Ortiz stands over it. Whipped in. Miami United the only side that can make a play on it. And it's cleared away, for the moment at least. Chased down by Ricardo Montenegro. Alejo Ristano. Reset back to his keeper, Matias Marin, who made a big save in the opening minutes. An attempt on goal from Diego Morales. That's been the best opportunity really for either side in the first 28th minute here.
I'm sure Miami United won't mind if it stays like this. The longer it does, the more you would assume the pressure ramps up on Inter Miami. They don't want to go to extra time, and they certainly don't want to go to penalties, which is a 50-50 shout. So they have to do something. Inter Miami too. They've got to make it happen up front.
Good idea, but again, Ristano just a bit too far for him. The third time that's happened in this half. You see the idea is there, the execution though, lacking a bit.
Just the quality. I think that was Yuval Cohen there. Just got a little bit too much on that, a little bit too excited in the moment. Put too much juice on the pass.
Hall battling along the touchline. He goes down. That's a foul.
Just looking at Tyler Hall, just 19 years of age. Look at the build he's got there. That's what they've got. The young, they might be young, but they've got height and they've got strength, these Inter Miami 2 players.
Referee having a word with Robertino Insua after the foul was called on Alessandro Mazzetta. As this half has worn on, Inter Miami 2 has been the side that has controlled the pace. They've controlled possession.
But they haven't really tested Sebastian D'Angelo, have they?
They haven't,
I mean,
no.
At the end of the day, you speak to coaches and always say possession's one thing, but what chances do you create with it? Are you able to get the through ball and the shot on target?
And into the direction of Mazzetta, but Inter Miami 2 is away with it. Montenegro gets it to the outside. Cohen was off. The flag came up.
In terms of talking about possession and getting shots on goal, any decent shot has come from Miami United, from Diego Morales, as you mentioned early on. It's anyone that's really tested either keepers. So into Miami, it looks good. Some nice touches, some neat interplay. But you're going to have to test Sebastian D'Angelo to please their coaching staff, because at the end of the day, there has to be something for all your hard work. And so far, not a single. Well, there's been one shot on target. It wasn't a difficult shot. Other than that, nothing in 30 minutes of play.
U.S. Open Cup first round action. Josh Appel, former Manchester United keeper, the legendary Gary Bailey with you from Chase Stadium in South Florida. Miami United threatening. And now clear. Ortiz could not get there, and a throw-in for Miami United.
Opportunity here from Miami United just to calm the game down, try and get a bit more possession for their side, knock the ball around. They have a wonderful history of playing big international friendlies. You know, some of the teams they've played over the last few years: Boca Juniors, River Plate, San Lorenzo, all from Argentina, Fortaleza from Brazil, the Haiti national team. So even these top teams look at them and think they're going to give us a good game because they're wily veterans, and you know they will test our football ability.
Trying to go over the top for Mazzetta, but he's cut off by Gio Farena. Lackadaisical touch there from the keeper, Marin. Inter Miami 2 survives it. Almost a terrible giveaway there by Inter Miami 2's keeper. Cachaboy. Morales step off of it. And Farena gave it away. A little bit off right now, both sides in that sequence.
Well, I guess it is early in the season, just 2 matches under the belt for Inter Miami 2, a couple of cup games for Miami United. So yeah, both sets of players getting into their season. The Miami United having won the UPSL both the fall and spring season, so they're champions back-to-back of their division.
Zamora, now Insua. Over the top it comes. That's a good ball. It's settled down, but no matter, the flag came up.
Nice effort. Yeah, maybe a yard or two offside, but the idea was good. Brings it down nicely. Tries to chip Matias Marin in goals, but just goes over. But again, they're just a warning to Inter Miami too that this Miami United side are a threat, and they can, in an instant, turn defense into attack.
And you think the way this match has played out through the first half hour plus, despite the fact that Inter Miami 2 has had majority of the possession, now they give it away, and the foul committed. This could be a yellow, and it will be. I was just about to say, this flow of the match, who does it give the advantage to? And right on cue, Miami United.
It's Bailey Sparks, I think he got himself in the book. He took one for the team there because he didn't give the ball away. There's a bad pass, and he just thinks it's a professional foul. I've got to stop them running through. And it's a good professional foul if you look at it that way. He's taken one for the team, but obviously now he's got to be careful with his next tackle. But that's the danger. You know, in an instant there, that could have been through for Miami United.
So it is Bailey Sparks who gets the yellow, and now Miami United's Messi, who wears number 10. Robertino Insua stands over it along with Sime Ludner.
Scored from a free kick in the previous round, I think from a similar distance. He'd love to do Messi proud, wouldn't he, on a day like that? Well, not that Messi would be happy seeing his two-team concede, but he'd love to put this way, he'd love to emulate Messi on this ground.
So plenty of Messi magic on this pitch. Four-man wall for Inter Miami 2.
Referee just demarcating that they can't come any closer, the Miami United players, and the lines he's drawn to that wall. No bumping or touching of the wall is allowed.
It's not Insua who takes, and it from distance finds its way in. What a strike! And Miami United is in front.
Absolutely brilliant, love it. We said they were good from free kicks, but we were expecting them from their number 10, Insua. Question marks about the goalkeeper, Matias Marin. It's on his side of the goal. The wall looks after one side, the goalkeeper looks after the other. Look, you have to give the foul. I mean, it's risky not to, but that's the goalkeeper's side. He's then stepped behind the wall to try and make this thinking it's going to go over the wall. Look, goalkeeper, it's your side. It's your first job of a goalkeeper is to look after your side of the wall. And he's vacated that area completely.
And it's Santiago Freon, the son of the head coach, Claudio Freon, with the goal off the free kick. And Miami United, all it took was one giveaway by Inter Miami 2. And now they're up against it, down 1-0 at home.
Well, that's a real big task for Inter Miami too, but again, it's frustrating to let that free kick go in. It's not like it's gone in the top corner. If the goalkeeper, Matias Marin, stays where he's meant to stay, I would think that's a fairly comfortable save for him.
The way he reacted, I almost felt like he thought it was going wide.
Well, he's gone behind the wall, so he's gone from his side of the goal to the other side, thinking it's going over the wall, and it went to where he was stood a split second earlier, which is his side of the goal. So I put that down as a goalkeeper error.
Well, you're the expert in that field.
Put it this way, if I made that mistake, Alex Ferguson would have thrown the teapot at me.
He might have, but the supporters might have as well. You would have been hearing it and then some.
Not allowed today, of course. Things are a little bit different. We don't go throwing teapots around, but back in the day, that was allowed.
What an amazing visual that is.
Well, Beckham left the club because Salah kicked the boot in his head and it cut his eye.
Wow.
And that was when the sort of relationship between David Beckham and Sir Alex Ferguson came to an end. So it was, back in the day, it was allowed for managers to get quite aggressive in the aim of getting the players wound up. Today, of course, you take a very, very different approach to trying to motivate your players.
Well, next time I get frustrated with you, I'm going to throw a teapot at you. This opportunity goes wide, but will be a corner. And you know what? In the interest of fairness, if I'm getting on your nerves, feel free to throw a teapot my way.
As long as you give me permission, I don't want to end up in court. Now you can see already with Miami United, suddenly there's a goal. They're on the front foot here. They've got a corner coming. This is a danger against a wily team of good, veterans. Is that they wait for the error, they pounce on it, and then they apply the pressure. And if they get a second here, then it really is going to be turning into a tough night for Inter Miami too.
Freyon with the goal in the 36th minute. Miami United looking to add a second. Defend that corner well. Montenegro. Taken away by Lozuriaga. And then reset all the way back to D'Angelo, the keeper. Cup set alert at Chase Stadium. 1-0 to Miami United. Semi-pro side on top of MLS Next Pro side, Inter Miami 2. How will the youngsters respond? Good ball over the top. Mazzetta chases it down, watched by Hall. Mazzetta. Ends up to Zamora. Morales. Daza. Back for Zamora. Zamora again. Ooh, dangerous there. As Restano went down. Physicality along that touchline. Somehow stays in, and somehow Daza is away with it. What an effort. And it's appreciated by the supporters.
I was about to say the same thing. The crowd love it. This is the thing now. We said don't go 1-0 down into Miami because this will become a dogfight against a much older, wilier set of dogs on the other side, and that's exactly what it is now. But again, it's what the coaching staff probably, they won't be upset with it into Miami coaching staff because they want to test these players in this sort of environment. What they want to see, though, is the right response from the youngsters of Inter Miami too.
See how they handle this adversity. Turned over. Inter Miami 2 wanted a foul. Instead, it's Morales. He takes a shove. Battling there with Restano, and it's won by Inter Miami 2. A lot of space on that left flank. Takes a deflection out in front as the pass was intended for Ortiz. Seltzer Zubida. Back for Ortiz. And now Ricardo Montenegro. Second minute. Inter Miami 2 does not have a shot on goal yet.
Was there one sort of shot early on in the game where the keeper made a save, but you're right, it probably wasn't even on target. It might have been just wide of the post, which comes back to the point. Possession without creating chances, it doesn't really count. It looks neat, and they've had some lovely little one-touch play here and control, two-touch turn, running into space, but you've got to get that final through ball. Maybe they're in.
Flag was up for offside. Gary, you're right. There's one shot on goal early on from Inter Miami. Their only shot attempt of the game. And just to hammer the point home you were making about the possession numbers, it's 65-35 in favor of Inter Miami 2, but as you said, they just have not been able to put much together. When they have started a good build-up, that final pass has been off.
Well, even now there's a pass, a through ball, which I thought was a great through ball, but players offside.
Yeah.
Knocks it into the middle, and there's a half chance, but you've got to stay onside. That's another critical point when you're a player and you're in attack. You've always got to be onside, so that if the through ball does come, then obviously you can get on the end of it.
Draws a whistle. Flores went down. Ristano, we've called his name a lot in this first half.
There's going to be some thinking for Inter Miami to do at half-time, but we haven't spoken about their coach, Lobo Ledesma. He played for River Plate and Racing Club in Argentina, played for Hamburg in Germany, played for Olympiacos in Greece, Monterrey in Mexico. 4 caps for Argentina, so if anyone knows what to do in this situation, it would be Lobo Ledesma. Was he assistant coach beforehand?
Yeah, for 3 seasons under Federico Higuain. He knows these players well, confident in this group. They're facing some adversity here near the end of the first half. They're at home in the first round of the Open Cup. Ristano is onside this time. Flores surveying his options. Now Sparks. Through Ristano, he's trying to get there again, and he wins that. Ristano, low cross, edge of the 18, a chance for Inter Miami 2, and it's sent well high by Ido Zeltzer Zubida. Highest quality chance for Inter Miami 2 of this first half. Plenty of room in the penalty area, and he was just not able to put it on target. That's when you've got to be at least force D'Angelo to make a save.
Agree with you 100%. Got to hit target, but good work again from Ristano on this right-hand side. Got a bit of luck. Defender slips. He takes advantage of that luck, whips the ball across, and then Ido Zeltzer Zubida, the 19-year-old, just totally mishitting that shot. I mean, it's tough enough to beat a former Boca Juniors goalkeeper, D'Angelo, but you first got to get it on target if you want to have a chance, and just not the quality that coach Lobo Ledesma would have wanted from his striker.
Maybe that's something they can build on, though. We see 1 minute of added time in the first half. The goal for Miami United off a free kick. Santiago Frean in the 36th minute. As Inter Miami 2 on cup set alert. Ortiz went down, no foul. They have let a lot go in this game. Whoa.
Getting a bit physical.
With a shove. Ristano and Mazzetta.
Just look at the look at the physical stature of the two of them. Mazzetta's built really big and strong then. He fights hard here. There's a bit of shoulder bumping. He fights hard to win the ball, and then as he goes there, he just lashes out because he thinks he's been kicked a little bit earlier, unnecessarily perhaps, but again, Inter Miami 2 knowing they're in a real battle here, both physically and now mentally, because they're 1-0 down.
And there is the halftime whistle. Miami United with a 1-0 lead at the half on the road against Inter Miami 2. Gary, your thoughts on the first half?
We said it at the very beginning that of all the matches, this is the most likely cup upset. They knew what they were coming into Miami 2. They knew how good and clever Miami United players were and how physically stronger. They haven't worked D'Angelo in goals at all. And that's going to be the biggest problem for Coach Lobo Ledesma for Inter Miami 2. They've got to pressurize the opposition keeper. Otherwise, they're going to go out of this cup, I would think.
Santiago Frean with the only goal in this first half. It has Miami United up 1-0 with a chance to advance to the second round for the second consecutive season for Miami United. We'll be back with highlights and stats in just a few. Stick with us here on 110th edition of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup first round. Welcome back to Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. It's Inter Miami 2 and Miami United in round one of the 110th edition of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. And it's Miami United, thanks to a 36-minute free kick goal from Santiago Freyan, as a 1-0 lead. As we take a look at our first half highlights, Josh Appel, former Man U keeper Gary Bailey with you. Thanks for spending part of your Wednesday night with us. And Gary, here's how things got going early.
This is Diego Morales here. He's going to just turn there and take a shot. It's not a bad effort at all. And Matias Marin makes the save. And then a ball given away here. It's a professional foul and by Bailey Sparks. But then this free kick, goalkeeper's all over the place. Matias Marin, he's thinking it's going over the wall. So he leaves his side of the goal to try and get what he thinks is a shot. Otherwise, you're going to be out of the cup at this round.
Garrett, Inter Miami 2 was able to put a very good opportunity together near the end of the first half, but unfortunately the shot did not go on target. How can they build off of that action they got at the end of the first half?
Firstly, by staying onside. They were called offside a few times. Secondly, some of their final passes in that sort of final third of the pitch have not been very good. They've knocked them into touch a few times. So they've got to increase the quality in that final third of play. And those are basics. And these are, yes, they are young kids, 19, 20, 21, but they're the quality, they're the cream of the cream. So they have to perform better here in the second half.
Underway in half number 2 from Chase Stadium. The Dale Derby. First ever U.S. Open Cup match for Inter Miami 2. Miami United, they are certainly used to pulling off the cup set in this tournament. 4th consecutive appearance, 7th overall. They advanced to the 3rd round last season. Back in 2018, they advanced to the 4th round. So again, this is an experienced group with experience in this tournament. Let's see if they can finish this one off in the second half. Couple of substitutions to relate to you for Inter Miami 2. Jack Pym enters for Christian Ortiz. Mateo Saha in as well. He replaces Alejandro Flores.
It's interesting. Mateo Saha is just 17 years of age, so they're giving him a big task. Go on and make a massive difference.
Against guys half. Twice your age.
At least twice your age.
Tactically, is there anything Inter Miami 2 can do differently in this half?
Well, let's have a look and see how they play. But for me, it's the final ball in that last third of the pitch. It's so important. And it's the quality of the play that has to improve. It's easier to play out the back when you've 1-2 touches, but the hardest part to be good is in the final third of the pitch, because there's more defenders than there are attackers generally, and so that's where the quality of these youngsters has to come in. But look at their first team. They've got Messi, they've got Suarez, they've got players who know how to bring quality into that final third.
Claudio Freyan, the head coach for Miami United, has to be pleased with how that first half transpired. I mean, it just seemed like they kind of let Inter Miami do whatever they wanted until the final third.
Yes.
Now, part of that is because Inter Miami couldn't connect on that final pass, but Miami United waited for their time. Forced a giveaway, earned the free kick, and they capitalized on the banger of a goal in the 36th minute from Santiago Freyan. Basabe.
I think sometimes when you make substitutions as well, if you're looking at Lobo Ledesma, it just sends a signal to the other team, or the other players rather, in the team, is that I'm not accepting that first half performance. I'm making some changes, pulling players out, and if any more of you don't perform, you'll be off. So it's a message as well to the players to say, I want to see better second half.
Saha to Pim, the 2 second half subs. Sparks makes a nice move. To the outside it goes to Zeltzer Zubida. Cuts to the inside. Zeltzer Zubida equalizes. A moment of magic for Inter Miami 2. The goal they needed early in the second half.
That's a really good run from Ido Zeltzer Zubida. He's allowed inside, so defensively some question marks. When he gets it here, he's out wide, he cuts in onto that right foot, he cuts in again, he's not closed down, but still, don't take away anything with that finish. He puts it right in the corner, doesn't get a slight deflection on the way, can't see, but you cannot finish much better than that, and a classy goalkeeper like Sebastian D'Angelo doesn't come close.
And you think back to the end of the first half, Gary, when Zeltzer Zubida had a point-blank opportunity in front of goal that he sent high. He more than made up for it there. So you've got a whole new game.
You certainly have, and of course you have to remind everybody that should it remain level, it will go into extra time, 15 minutes each way, and then penalties if necessary. But still a long way to go before we get to that stage.
The first ever Dale Derby certainly delivering to this point. I can't say that enough.
Well, that's a quality that Inter Miami have, those individual players. That's exactly what we were talking about there. You've got to bring out that quality in the final third. It's what we asked for. They've delivered already. The question is, can they do it again, get a second and a third? And in response, what can Miami United do? They're wily, they're clever. They're going to keep probing for gaps wherever they can.
So now how does Miami United respond? Freyan in the 36th. Zeltzer Zubida in the 48th. That's Mazzetta. Takes a deflection off of Gio Farena, out for a corner. Miami United have an opportunity.
Alessandro Mazzetta, I thought there, if he controls that better, he's got a chance to score. You know, he scored 34 goals in 32 games, so yes, it is the UPSL, it's a different level of football, but he's a natural finisher, but he tried to bring that down and it just skimmed off the edge of his toe.
Freyan will take the corner, he has the goal. Hesitation, moves back. Try it again. Here it comes. Near post. Inter Miami 2 was well positioned. Out for a throw-in for Miami United.
That surprises me, that corner. You've got physically bigger, stronger players. Just landed in the penalty spot somewhere. And as a Miami United team, I think you've got a great chance of winning that 50-50.
Boye gave it up to Morales. Zeltzer Zubida doing a nice job defensively over there. Another throw-in. Zuriaga will do the honors. Flick towards Kachaboye. He went down. No whistle. We play on. I wonder, Gary, if that physicality continues, doesn't draw whistles, just how chippy it may get here in a close game.
Well, certainly, if I'm Miami United, I'm testing these young players, and I'm certainly getting in their face and seeing how they respond. Will they over-respond, overreact, get themselves a red card? It's an advantage that Miami United should have.
Freyan, who has the goal, tries from distance again, but this is right into the chest. T.S. Marin. Masabe. Now it's Hull. Jack Pym came on as a second half sub. Pym just turned 18 back on March 9th. Hall, long ball. Ludner stepped in front of it. Sparks. For the goal scorer, Zeltzer Zubina tried to lay it forward for Yuval Cohen. Coming out aggressively was D'Angelo to nab it.
It was a good idea, and that's what the coach sort of asked for: more directness in goals, more balls into danger areas. But I think you'll be a bit more proactive there. When you get the ball, run at the defense, get them to come out at you, and then slip the through ball. But nonetheless, a very good first 8 or 9 minutes of the second half from the home side.
There's a player down for Miami United. Can't quite tell who that is at the moment, but you would imagine they'll make a change.
Just talking to their general manager a day or two ago, he was saying that their goal is not just to make the next round, it's to make the 4th round and play an MLS team. They really believe they can, and we've said this from the beginning, they believe they can win this game and games still to come. That is their dream, which they managed to achieve back in 2018, the 4th round, and the potential of meeting an MLS side.
They lost to Orlando City back in 2018 in the 4th round. Last year in the 3rd round, Memphis 901 ended their cup run.
It's interesting this round. I think virtually every game is a game between an amateur or semi-pro side and a fully pro side. So I think it's a nice decision by the organizers of the Open Cup to do it that way. It gives you the fairy tale possibility in every match, but it also gives the more experienced and better side a good chance to go through to the next round of the cup. I think that's Mazzetta, isn't it?
Yeah, that would be a tough loss for Miami United. Alessandro Mazzetta.
He's their top goal scorer.
Yeah, he against River Miami FC, he scored a brace. Sua scored 5 in the qualifying round, so he's still out there. Mazzetta, piece of the attack that Miami United really can ill afford to lose. So Miami United does indeed make the change. Alejo Fernandez comes in. Alejo Fernandez scored the tie-breaking goal in a 0-0 game in the 75th minute in the 3rd round against O'Shea's FC.
He's a 24-year-old Argentinian. 24 makes him the youngest player by far in the Miami United side.
And on the flip side, that would make him probably the most senior player of Inter Miami, too.
It probably would. I think you're right on both accounts. That's the huge age difference here. And I think he's the 9th Argentinian on the pitch. So once again, it's almost like an Argentinian invitational side is Miami United.
Masabe couldn't handle. Sent it in the middle. Fernandez just into the match. Plays it back for Cachaboye. That cross was blocked, but it comes right back. Bit of a mishit there, looking for Insua. Inter Miami 2 can calmly reset. Morales, I believe they got him for a handball.
Well, they've had one sub already, Miami United. I've got a funny feeling they're going to have 2 or 3 more, because when you are in your your late 30s, like Diego Morales and a couple of players just around about 30, 35, Santiago Frio, and you probably start struggling after the 60, 65th minute.
How would you have held up in your late 30s with these guys?
Well, I'm a goalkeeper, so I just stand there. I don't have to worry.
Advantage Gary.
But certainly, especially when you're not full-time pro, it's one thing being 35 and training every day, but these guys, as you quite rightly said, work for a living. They train in the evenings, but often can't get much more than an hour's training session in. So to go a full 90 minutes against a team as technically gifted as Inter Miami 2, I would expect to see fresh legs come on. And looking at number 9, Alejo Fernandez, and seeing what he as a 24-year-old can bring in terms of some spark up front.
Put fresh tires on a race car, see how he can affect things here. Ferreira, the captain for Inter Miami 2. Came towards Freyan. Throw in for Miami United. Luzuriaga will throw it in. Into the 60th minute. Freyan scored in the 36th to make it 1-0 to Miami United, and then Inter Miami equalized in the 48th. Early in this half, Zeltzer Zubida with the goal. Fed into a dangerous area. Basabe got a head on it. Hall, brief clear, and a foul on Miami United. Will go against Insua.
Tyler Hall brought down there, but ever since the goal went in, Miami United have got themselves back in the match. I thought it might be the impetus for Inter Miami 2 to really get going, but it's been the opposite. The more experienced team have worked their way back in the match. They're leaving a few white jerseys high up. It's not a full high press, but it's sort of a medium press. They're just waiting, allowing them to have the ball there, waiting to see if there's any errors or misplaced passes.
Cohen couldn't get to that spot. Miami United takes over. Freyan, he has the goal. Tried to go through Pim and lost it, and now it's Cohen with space. Cohen takes a spill, draws the whistle. And Miami United unhappy with Alejo Colume. And the card will come out.
He put his hands on the referee. Can't do that. And he's complaining. He nutmegged one of the other players. He nutmegged him and then couldn't get round him. And he's complaining he should have had. Now have a look here. He's going to put it through his legs there. And then he says he got blocked. But I don't know so much. But you cannot then go and argue with the referee and put your hands on the ref, which is what he does, and immediately gets a yellow card.
So Freyan is booked. Second yellow brought out tonight. Bailey Sparks was booked in the first half for Inter Miami 2. So Ido Zeltzer Zubida, who had the goal in the 48th minute to level things at 1, stands over this. Think there's any chance he goes for goal?
I don't think he should have bothered. I'd be very so surprised if he could beat D'Angelo from there. But maybe just knock it over the top and little chip and land it on the center spot, see what happens.
Into the area. It was a good ball, but unable to be settled down there by Sparks.
That's pretty much what he did. He just chipped it into that penalty spot area and caused a few problems, that free kick.
Insua gets to Morales, back to Insua. Insua! Big save! Denied! Biggest save of the night. Marin comes up huge. Miami United keeping the pressure on. Fernandez. Kachaboyi lost it. And now Cohen for Inter Miami 2. Montenegro goes down. That's a yellow.
Wow, what a magical moment there, Roberto Insua. Look at the header there, and the header back is absolutely perfect. Takes it in his stride, and what a good save. The outstretched right foot of Matias Marin makes the save, but we talked about Insua being the Messi for Miami United. Certainly is. That's a late tackle. That's a yellow card every day of the week. That's from the number 9 there, Alejo Fernandez.
Correction, they gave that to Benjamin Zamora.
Oh, Benjamin
96.
Zamora. Okay.
This is Fernandez. He's onside. Oh, it finds its way through again. Was the flag up?
Yep, looks at, just judging by their reaction, I think it's been blown up, but wow. That's twice they've nearly scored in the last couple of minutes, Miami United.
Yeah, that's... We take another look. Let's see. That's really close, Gary.
That's a long ball. Through to the keeper. Nice and easily dealt with.
Drama here at Chase Stadium. Miami United putting together some quality looks. Too far out of the reach of Diego Morales. So here's that offside one more time.
Yeah,
that is really close.
It's close, but the assistant ref's in a great position to see that Alejo Fernandez was offside. Much better position than we're in, so got to go with what he says.
Basabe trying to track it down. He does. It's kept in. Basabe, the cross, out in front. It's perfect. Inter Miami 2 has stormed in front in the second half.
Well, that is such a good cross from Samuel Basabe. Brilliant down the left-hand side, keeps it in play just. But the cross, lifting his head, seeing the extra player free in the box, and then putting the cross in with pace. Look at the effort he makes here to keep us in play. He's got to really sprint and stretch there. Then he's got a head up. There's a player at the far post, gets it in. Fantastic finish from all of, 4 yards out.
Mateo Saha.
Saha, the 17-year-old. It's a fairly simple tap in, but he had to be in the right place at the right time, Mateo Saha. But give Samuel Basabe the credit there.
Basabe will get the assist, but how about the ball to spring him by Jack Pym initially? So Pym got it started. Basabe with the cross, Saha with the finish, and Pym and Saha, 2 second-half subs, contribute to the go-ahead goal.
Well done, Coach Lobo Ledesma. You make those changes and they come off, then the coach's got to get some credit there. And it is a brave one, because when he brought on a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old, I'm thinking, wow, you're bringing on 2 youngsters to turn around your game, but that's what they've done. So huge credit to the coach.
2 goals for Inter Miami 2 in this second half, and that one's got to hurt for Miami United.
Especially when Miami United had 2 chances just minutes beforehand. One of them blown up offside, hit the back of the net, so a tough one. But Miami United have shown that they can score goals, so this is a long way from being over.
Zeltzer, Zubida in the 48th, Saha in the 65th for Inter Miami 2. Here's the throw in from Miami United, handled by Inter Miami 2. Freyan got the scoring started for Miami United in the first half in the 36th minute. Now it's the home side from MLS Next Pro that is in control. They hang on in these final 20-plus minutes and avoid the cup set. Montenegro chases it down and ran out of room. He was being pressured from behind by Sime Ludner, and it's a goal kick.
What this has done now, it's going to force Miami United to have to come out at Inter Miami 2, because the clock is beginning to tick now. Yes, there's still 22 odd minutes left, but that's going to start to fly by. So the team in white have to start being more and more proactive, which means they're going to leave gaps at the back.
Kachaboyi with an interesting idea. It goes for naught, and Inter Miami 2 can start it the other way. Yuval Cohen has Zaha making a run down the middle, but elects to leave it back. Calm things down. Here's Pim. This be another opportunity. Zaha. And this will trickle wide, but the keeper got a piece of it, and it's a corner. Ill-advised there by D'Angelo. That would have just rolled wide for a goal kick.
I think it might have taken a deflection, the shot. Maybe the goalkeeper was able to see that, but all of a sudden, gaps opening up here for Inter Miami 2. Let's have a look and see if there is a deflection or not on that shot. Hard to see. I'm assuming the goalkeeper would only have gone for it if he'd have seen the deflection. But just in the last few minutes, since that second goal's gone in, Miami United look a little bit slower, and they couldn't get back. There were massive gaps on the counter-attack in transition for Inter Miami 2.
Instead of whipping one in, it's back to Montenegro. And he sends one in. It's a good one. And it's 3! Yuval Cohen with the third unanswered for Inter Miami 2 in the second half. And the home side has some breathing room in round one of the Open Cup.
And that's a good finish by Yuval Cohen. He's the one who brings it down. He's the one who pounces on it. The defender's a little bit slow to deal with it, but I don't know if this was practice match. It was a case of knocking the ball out there and getting it all the way back from Montenegro. And have a look there. He brings it down, wins it, controls it, and sticks it in the corner. Does it pretty much all by himself there. And this seems like they play this. They've practiced this. Knock it back, get everybody onside, then knock it back into the box. If that is a practice corner, then they really pulled it off superbly.
How about the response in this second half from Inter Miami 2? Right after those two fantastic chances from Miami United. This match has turned on its head, and now Miami United will make a sub. Guido Kachaboyi will exit. And Emil Guuna will check in.
Well, it's amazing that they go from having two chances back to back to Miami United, a goal scored, given offside, and then bang, bang, they're 3-1 down when they could have been 2-1 or even 3-1 ahead. And now they just have to take risks, and the problem with that is the younger, fitter side into Miami will just keep transitioning into all this space, and they could easily go on to win 4 or 5-1. But Miami United have to take that risk to get back in the game.
So it's Jose Luis Aguinaga. Apologize for the confusion. We've got two number 11s on our roster. But it's Aguinaga who enters for Kachaboyi, and now there's a player down for Miami United. But up onto his feet.
By the way, Aguinaga, 29 years of age, a little bit younger than the rest of his compatriots, but got some USL experience and was in the Real Madrid youth system. So not a bad youth system to be in. Let's see what he can bring to the party.
They need something. They're running out of time, down by 2. All they need is 1 to get themselves back into it. It's out for a Miami United throw. Zuriaga keeps it alive. Montenegro. Might have been a handball to let it go. 73rd minute. 3 unanswered goals in the second half for Inter Miami 2. Flicked up into the air. Sua. Thought there might have been a whistle there. No foul. Play continues. Inter Miami 2 a little fortunate because if the foul was awarded, that would have been a free kick from just outside the 18. Sparks. Ludner takes it away. Throw in for Inter Miami 2.
I'm sure if you're a neutral watching this, you're hoping Miami United get one back, because then it would really be a grandstand finish. But the way things are going, you just the sense that Inter Miami are in control of it now. They're quite quick in transition. They're getting a lot sharper around the box, as we saw in the second half compared to the first. So there's every chance they could go on and get another one and really put this game to bed.
Of course, as an organization, Inter Miami, the first team, made it all the way to the U.S. Open Cup final in 2023. Neither the first team or the second team last year competed. Rain has to be aggressive, and that's a dangerous play from Aguinaga. And Sparks will come over, and he's shown a red.
I think is that Santiago?
Yeah, that's Freyon, actually. Excuse me. Yeah. Freyon is shown the red.
He didn't make contact with the goalkeeper's head, but I think was it just incidental as they went for the ball? Like to see it again. Here we go. It's a good ball through, flicked on. Goalkeeper comes out. Now watch the contact there as he comes over. Does he do it on purpose there?
I mean, he tries to avoid him, but there's definitely head contact there.
I think he tries to avoid him. I think he tries to, he doesn't jump completely out the way, but he tries to skirt around him. Now he's being pushed away by the physio staff, and he's been told to get off the pitch, which you have to do. Once you've been sent off, it's time to leave. And I think he's upset because he feels he didn't mean to make contact. He tried to avoid contact, if anything.
You got to feel for Freyon. Frustrating end to his night, and Miami United will have to play the rest of the match down a man. Robertino Insua is pleading his case with Alejo Colome, the referee. He's not going to win that argument.
Well, decision's made. That's it. Not going to change his mind now. And there was contact with the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper got to the ball first. So I guess if you look at it that way, it's like a late tackle. It's your job. If you're not going to get the ball, you mustn't. You must make sure you don't get the player. And unfortunately, got kicked Matthias Marin in the head. Seems to be okay, but so 2 goals down and a man down. It does look as if Miami United are not going to make it through to the next round this year like they managed to do last year. Some changes here from Inter Miami, probably just to shut the game down now, bring fresh legs on, get some players on whose job is to make sure that they just keep this lead and see the game to conclusion.
Santiago Ledesma enters for Ricardo Montenegro, and Derek Martinez enters for Bailey Sparks. So the second half full of fireworks, that's for sure.
Well, you have to give credit to Inter Miami too. I thought at halftime they were in all sorts of trouble at 1-0 down, and they've got their way back in with an early equalizer, and then there's a couple of scares, and then they get back and score a second and bang a third. Well, that's good play.
Gary, of course, Marin involved in the exchange there that resulted in the red card shown to Santiago Freyon, but his save on Robertino Insua, that really seems to be the point where this match turned for Inter Miami too.
Yeah, I agree with you. The goal puts them on level terms from Zeltzer Zubida. That was one big turning point. The save then from Marin to stay in the match. And then Basabi's fantastic run down the left and cross for Saha. That's really, really good play all round there from Inter Miami 2.
By the way, to clarify for Freyon, that was not a straight red. That was his second yellow of the night. Remember, he got one earlier in this half. So when you look at it from that perspective, certainly should draw a yellow, and that being his second.
Yeah.
That's that.
And again, you go back to the first yellow, which was hands on the referee. And as he did that, I'm going, you don't need to take that yellow.
He'd still be playing in the match.
Yeah, Bailey Sparks' yellow, I get. You know, the ball had been given away in defense. Miami United were coming through. It's a professional foul. You bring the player down. You give your defense time to rearrange. You take that one for the team. But Santiago Freon, the goal scorer, his first yellow is for touching and pushing the referee. You should never do that. You've got to learn. You put your hands behind your back. You have that sort of that look in your face of pleading with the referee. Never have the aggressive look towards the referee. It's always a pleading look. Come on, referee, you didn't see that. Come on. And then referees will listen to you. But to start getting in their face and to start putting hands on them, and that's the first yellow. And then, of course, the second yellow is a definite one. And you're off. Unnecessary, isn't it?
So now Inter Miami 2 has a real grip on this. Up a man, up by 2, at home. This first round matchup in the Open Cup certainly has delivered. Hall getting physical, he wins that, then goes down.
That's got to be a yellow card, surely, on number 4, Sebastian Riaga. You can't just kick out like that, and if the referee doesn't sort it out, he could lose control of this match.
Now he is showing the yellow. So Zuriaga is booked. Hall is still down.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a battle goes on here, a bit of shoving and pushing, but then when he loses the ball, it's a kick out. That's just a blatant yellow, and I think not only is it a yellow card, but it's a warning to him to tread carefully, because, you know, it's not a red, but it's trending towards a red card.
And look, Gary, we've seen physical play all night, but with about 10 minutes plus added time left, you don't want to see this thing spill into something more than what's happening on the pitch. This has been two teams that are playing very hard tonight. They both want to advance to the second round. Both teams have a lot of pride, but you don't want to see things get out of hand here late.
No, you don't. And if you're into Miami 2, this is where a little bit of experience, and I know they're young players, but you take the heat out of it. You're winning. Knock the ball around. Keep possession. Don't get involved in fights. Let the referee sort stuff out. You know, they're almost tempting you, Miami United, to get you a player of your own sent off.
Zaha has Cohen in front. Cohen looking for 2. Save made. There's the brace. Put it on ice. Cohen with his second. And his brace should surely send Inter Miami 2 on to round 2.
Quality from Yuval Cohen there, following up on his shot. It all starts from the one end of the pitch. Long ball up there. They win the flick on, or they make sure that the flick on continues. Yuval Cohen plays, and look at his run into space. Gets it back. Good control. Shot. Follows up. That's just brilliant forward play from Yuval Cohen. Space to play into, and we said there were going to be gaps now that Miami United are having to push forward. But just some quality. The second half from Inter Miami 2 has been absolutely fantastic. Yeah, pose for the picture. You deserve it, because first half, they looked like they were struggling and potentially on their way out of the cup. Second half, they have been fantastic. Well done, Coach Lobo Ledesma.
Pulling all the right strings, pushing all the right buttons in this second half. 11 minutes after his first one, Cohen salts this away with a brace. Miami United determined not to give up, and they earn the corner. Miami United made another substitution as they go short on this corner. It's popped into the area, punched away. Sent from distance, sitting on the goal line and trickles over. Well, that's one that Marin will certainly want back. But Miami United climbs closer. They're not going to go away quietly.
Another goalkeeping area. He's made some good saves with Matthias Marin, and then besides the free kick he let in, that was a very poor one. Comes and punches where I thought he could have caught it in that situation, which would be hypercritical, but this one all from 25 yards. You know what, it might have taken a deflection on the way, to be fair to the keeper. It might have taken a bit of a deflection, that put him off balance, but still, you get a hand to it, you've got to make the save. All I can say is credit to Yuval Cohen, because that fourth goal, I mean, there's still a 2-goal gap. If he hadn't have got that fourth one, this would be one hell of a finish.
Maybe I got ahead of myself saying that, that they'll surely be through to round 2.
And they've still got the 2-goal cushions. That should be enough.
And up a man. It was Aguinaga who came on as a sub. Got the goal. In the 83rd minute, just 2 minutes after Cohen scored his second. Free kick. Whipped in. Header! Good opportunity for Miami United. It goes for naught. And a goal kick here for Inter Miami 2.
Now the crowd are getting behind Miami United, so it's so important now for Inter Miami 2 just to slow it down, knock the ball around quickly, let the ball do the work. They're down a man, they're chasing, they're leaving gaps. Just find those gaps and thread the ball around.
Zeltzer Zubida, who has one. It's Cohen. Correction, that was Ristano who tried to find Zaha. Inter Miami content to just reset all the way back to Marin.
There's big gaps there for Ristano if he'd have played an early first-time ball up front. And even here, have a look. There's nice space if they want to use it into Miami, which they haven't done there.
Ill-advised. Sua curls it out in front. Flag is up for offside. And the Miami United faithful who made the trip. Long drive in rush hour traffic. From Miami to Fort Lauderdale, Chase Stadium. They are not a fan of that offside.
Been treated to a fantastic cup tie, by the way. 6 goals, a red card, and it's ebbed and flowed.
Gary, the Dale Derby has certainly delivered. Inter Miami 2 has never played in this tournament. And with 4 goals here in the second half, they're minutes away from advancing to round 2. And ending what looked to be a potential cup set at the half when they were down 1-0. Pim for Martinez. Pim, that's the middle. Aguinaga forced the giveaway. And Aguinaga is on it. Again, Miami United playing with 10 men since the 74th minute. Second yellow for Freyon. Making contact with the keeper after the play. To the head area. Morales. Not enough oomph on that one.
Just keep possession into Miami. You've got the extra player, you've got acres of space to play, and there's a player coming on the right hand side. There you go.
Zeltzer Zubida. Play rolls on. Maybe a learning experience for Inter Miami too, a little bit here on how to manage a situation like this.
Very much so. You didn't need to lose possession there. Player coming up on his right hand side, and
good clearance from Inter Miami too. That was Santiago Ledesma who came on a few moments ago. Dream Cup run for Miami United looks to be dashed at the moment. And a point to the spot. No.
What?
They say play on. That is shocking.
I thought that was an absolute certain penalty. I'd like to see that again in a moment.
And now Inter Miami 2. Saha couldn't get there. And now some extracurriculars after that. It's D'Angelo.
That's a penalty. That's a stone cold penalty without a shadow of a doubt.
Alejo Colome says no, and then here's what happened after D'Angelo and Saha were going at it. It's been very chippy. How about the youngsters standing up to the more experienced?
17-year-old against a 36-year-old. There's a little bit of a difference in age and size and everything there. But this is what's impressed me in the second half into Miami. I thought they got bullied a little bit first half. I thought they didn't stamp their ability, especially in the final third. But they have come out second half a totally different team. And maybe it's Lobo Ledesma, the coach, who's fired them up. Whatever it is, it's a much, much better performance second half.
Agustin Callejas, by the way, was booked for a yellow. To Miami 2. They've got a breakaway. No, they don't. Flag came up. Martinez tried to hold out as long as he could. As the seconds tick down, Miami United needs a miracle, down a man and down by 2. Cohen, who has the second half brace. Jack Pym. Ends up with Cohen. Cohen going for 3 and misses wide.
There's some tired legs on that Miami United side. One or two players just didn't even bother tracking back there. They're taking risks, they're leaving numbers up, they know they have to do it, and they're just hoping their defenders can deal with the attack from Inter Miami, because they just don't have the legs, some of the players, to get up and down every single time.
Play towards the keeper, Marin. See how much added time we get. Great tackle from behind. Insua lost it to Ledesma. Inter Miami 2 is keeping their foot on the gas pedal. Put out in front. Big save, D'Angelo. Seltzer Subida went the selfish route. He had Pym and he had Saha all alone in front. As you see, 7 minutes of added time. And Seltzer Subida went for the brace of his own.
They were trying to walk that, and it's 4 against 2 here. As the centre back goes across, there's 2, 3 of them free in the middle. If they had just kept the ball going along there, you're right, there was Saha in particular, was free. His arms are up saying, I was absolutely free. I could have walked the ball in.
But give credit where credit's due. Sebastian D'Angelo, down 2, down a man, in stoppage time. Full effort with a quality save.
Very good save from the goalkeeper. They're taking huge risk right now, Miami United. Just throwing bodies forward.
Pym retreats. Throwing for Miami United. They are running out of time. They need 2. With only 10 men.
They've got to dig deep for these last 6.5 minutes, or 5.5 minutes rather. I'm sure those legs have not been used to this level of play for this amount of time, so it's tough on them. And of course, they've got to look to the subs, like especially number 9 up front, Alejo Fernandez, to do a little bit more of the running into space. And Jose Luis Aguinaga, when you come on as a sub, your job is to make those runs that the others just don't have the gas to do.
How about, Gary, the job that Inter Miami 2 has done against Robertino Insua tonight? He showed flashes a couple times, but for the most part has been kept quiet.
Yeah, early on he showed some really good flashes. But you're right, they've done a fantastic job second half at shutting down Miami United, at creating chances, of being devastating in the final third, and also standing up physically to Miami United, which I didn't see first half. So again, just massive credit to these youngsters in this second 45.
Sua mishit that. Miami United wanted a handball. They won't get it. And now it's Springs. This for Inter Miami 2. Saha a little bit too far out of his reach. They went to him that time. Luzuriaga. Man on the outside. And they are in the corner. Hall with a nice job defensively, and he fired himself up after it.
Yeah, he shouldn't have to be doing this hard work, because they had the ball up the other end. They had numbers, some bad, poor passing from Inter Miami 2 in attack, and it's allowing the transition from Miami United, forcing the defenders to have to work. If I'm a defender for Inter Miami, I'm saying, guys, we've got the numbers. Just keep possession up there. Anyway, it makes it exciting for the neutrals. Imagine if they got a goal now, Miami United. The final couple of minutes we would have.
7 minutes of stoppage time. The in-swing corner. Towards the back post. Nobody home for Miami United, and it's a goal kick.
It's a wasted opportunity, unfortunately. But I do go back to that penalty appeal, 5 or 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That, for me, was a stone-cold penalty for Miami United. If that's given and scored, totally different game. So they might feel a bit aggrieved, the visitors here today.
Who scored the first Miami United goal, earned his second yellow, resulted in the red, and now Miami United playing down a man with 10.
That could have been a turning point, because ever since he's gone off, they just haven't had the numbers. They haven't got the fitness to keep chasing. So with the player down, there's been big gaps everywhere, and maybe that's where the third and fourth goals come from. But it was an unnecessary first yellow by Freon. The second was an absolute yellow. But the first one was unnecessary, and he's put his team in trouble because of that.
Physical play at the midfield, but it rolls on. Does Miami United have a miracle in them? Zuriaga settles it down. It right back. Valdez into the area. Valdez fed it in front, but the captain, Gio Farena, who we highlighted in the open, in a good spot to clear that away. Foul committed there, and a free kick opportunity for Miami United. But again, 7 minutes of added time. They are running out of it. Miami United is. Yeah,
unfortunately, it looks like the clock is going to beat them on this one, but what a good learning experience for Inter Miami too. It's been a massive battle. They've had to dig deep. They've had to come up with alternate solutions, deal with the physical battle, and I think the second 45 has been magical. A bit of flapping going on there from T.S. Marin. He's made some good saves, but the first goal was an error. The second looked like an error, even if it was a deflected goal. He flapped at that cross, so the goalkeeper maybe not had the best of games.
Leo Fernandez is the player down who we collided with.
Have a look there. I mean, if you're going to go for the ball, punch it clear. You can't flap at it. But again, it's all learning experience. Young man with a great future, hopefully, and maybe he'll look back on this game and say, yep, I can improve in a couple of areas.
Miami 2 is seconds away from advancing to the second round in their debut here in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, the 110th edition. A match full of fireworks here in the second half. 5 of the 6 goals scored in this one came in the second frame. A brace by Yuval Cohen. Saha off the bench. Elzer Zubida got it started for Inter Miami 2 just moments after the second half started. Seemed like Miami United up by a goal, 1-0 on Freon's goal after the first half. be right in this, but after a massive stop by Matthias Marin, kind of where things turned in Miami 2's favor. Fernandez, outside of his foot, goes wide. And there is the final whistle. Inter Miami 2 is through to round 2 with a 4-2 victory over Miami United in the Dale Derby.
A great performance by Inter Miami 2 in the second half. Coach's staff are going to be very proud. Yuval Cohen there with a couple of goals. Thought he had some brilliant touches. They struggled first half, but excellent second half for Miami United. They thought they were on their way at halftime. They certainly had the chances. They had a great penalty appeal turned down in the second half that might have changed the game in the end. The red card, an unnecessary first yellow there for Santiago Frion, the goal scorer of the first goal. Put his team in a very difficult position from which they couldn't recover. So great cup match. I mean, 6 goals, red card, battles all over the pitch. Absolutely fantastic game in the Open Cup.
Let's take a look back at our match highlights. Inter Miami 2 in its debut in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup advances to the second round with a 4-2 win over Miami United. For Gary Bailey and our entire U.S. Open Cup crew, this is Josh Appel saying so long, and we'll talk to you next time.